On 12 April 2025, at about 13:30 hours, police PID received intelligence that the said WK and his gang once again have armed themselves with an AK-47 assault rifle and 2 pump-action rifles and were embarking on a robbery at a mining site near Sanfo Aduam. Personnel were quickly detailed to this place to arrest the said suspects. The 5 suspects on board Kia Picanto taxi cab with registration number WR650-17 arrived at the scene to carry out their operation. The police team accosted their vehicle and ordered the suspect to surrender, but on seeing the police, the suspect opened fire on the personnel. They also returned fire.
Obuasi TV, Adansem Koso.
On behalf of the Ashanti South Regional Command, Asante Bekwai, I welcome you all to our press briefing today. I called you here this morning to brief you on some success chalked in our fight against violent crimes, including robberies in the region. Over the past months, the region has recorded some incidents of robbery in our jurisdiction. In order to counter this disturbing situation, the regional intelligence and anti-robbery teams have been working tirelessly to get the perpetrators arrested. Police intelligence has established that it is suspect Samson, a.k.a. Sammy Tugah, and WK, an ex-convict, who lives at Old Edubiase, Daniel, a driver who lives at Ayaasi, Efo lives at Fomena, Appiah, a.k.a. Rasta And Jacob, who also lives at Akrokerri, are the persons behind these crimes and terrorizing innocent citizens. They have carried out a series of robberies with impunity, especially within the Fomena and Obuasi areas. The following are some of the robbery cases that have been perpetrated by these people. First case, on the 15th February 2025, at about 5:30 p.m., Fomena police had information to the effect that some miners had been robbed of their gold concentrate, popularly known as black, valued more than 150,000 Ghana cedis. The patrol team was quickly dispatched to the scene, but the suspects had bolted before their arrival. On the spot, investigation revealed that these suspects laid ambush on the miners traveling in a pickup vehicle with registration number GN26-24 from their site, and on reaching a section of the road between Agogosu and Aduam, the robbers shot sporadically into the vehicle. A Chinese national was injured and was rushed to Konfanoji Teaching Hospital for treatment. Police picked 11 AA spent cartridges from the scene. Second case, on the 16th February 2025 at about 5 p.m., Fomena police received a distress call to the effect that about 6 masked armed robbers had attacked a mining site at Dinchie, a community in Adansi Asuka district. The district patrol team, led by Chief Inspector Sapombudu, quickly rushed to the scene, but were immediately met with sporadic gunshots from the aforementioned armed robbers. Police also returned fire, but in the process, Detective Lance Corporal Jafet Sowa was hit in his back from a shot by the robbers. Inspector Eric Frimpong managed to rescue the victim, carried him on his back, and whilst running his AK-47 rifle with serial number AZ6260-7 plus 15 rounds of ammunition fell, and the armed men quickly rushed to take it. Police service with GP 3181 was also hit by some of the pellets from the guns of the suspects. The injured personnel was rushed to Fomena Government Hospital for treatment and has since been discharged. The suspect succeeded in taking away gold concentrate valued over 200,000 Ghana cedis. Case number 3. On 24th of March 2025, Eric Mensah, age 32, driver of Bekwai-Fomena, on cell phone number 0248 767968, with a damaged Nissan Navara pickup with registration number GN 26-24, called at the Fomena station with a report that on 23rd of March 2025, at about 3 p.m., whilst returning from their mining site at Ayaasi, Agogosu, with 5 occupants being Chinese nationals, they were attacked by 4 armed masked men who opened fire on them, causing damage to the front side windscreen. One of the Chinese national, Lin Ying, age 45 years, sustained injury on his right cheek, and one other, Lin Yuanji, age 28 years, also sustained gunshot wounds on his right hand and multiple wounds all over his body. The said Nissan Navara was riddled with bullet holes. Victims were admitted at Konfanochi Teaching Hospital for treatment. Case number 4. On the 5th of April, on the 5th of April, on the 5th of April 2025, at about 8:30 a.m., police received information that there was a robbery on the Adansi-Denchia road. These robbers blocked the said road with firewood and robbed occupants on board a Toyota Corolla vehicle. Police proceeded there and found 10 empty AK-47 shells scattered very close to the vehicle at the scene. There were blood stains on the ground about 20 meters away from the parked Toyota vehicle in the Denchia direction. Spot investigations disclosed that the robbers shot 2 persons, namely Benjamin Nelson, age 24 years, and Richard Pencil, age 34 years, who happened to be small-scale miners who work at their site at Denchia village. On 5th April 2025, about 8 a.m., the said victims were on board Toyota Corolla vehicle from Denchia to Obuasi, and on reaching a section of the road, they realized that the road had been blocked. And when they made attempt to turn the vehicle, these armed men suddenly found 4 armed men who have their faces covered with masks emerged from the bush and started firing towards their vehicle. As a result of the firing, 2 aforementioned victims sustained gunshot wounds and were rushed to St. Benito Hospital for treatment. The suspects succeeded in robbing them of their gold concentrate, measured about 6 pounds and valued 80,000 Ghana cedis. Case number 5, committed by this same group. On the 10th of April 2025, at about 0010 hours, armed robbery suspects numbering 5 went to the headquarters of Adansi Rural Bank, Fomena. The robbers gained access to the bank premises by scaling the fence wall at the back of the bank. The private security man on duty, Kampuso Yao, age 33, was attacked by these robbers, who tied him with a nylon rope on both legs and hands and sealed up his mouth with a piece of cloth. They broke into the banking hall and entered the vault by cutting the security door with an electric cutting machine and made away with an unspecified amount of money and 2 pump-action guns kept in the vault. The victim was later rushed to Fomena Hospital for treatment and currently on admission. Closed-circuit camera CCTV footage analyzed captured these robbers while scaling the wall, entering the banking hall, cutting the metal gate locks to the vault, and the time they packed the money away. Case number 6. On 11th of April 2025, at about 7 p.m., these armed robbers in masks went to the residence of some Chinese nationals at Obuasi, attacked Liang Tungping and Hon Tian, and robbed them of 2 mobile phones valued more than 8,000 and unspecified amount of money. Police quickly rushed to the scene, but the robber had fled into a nearby bush. They used the butt of the pump action gangs to hit the victims, and they sustained multiple injuries. The victims were later rushed to a medical facility in Kumasi for treatment. Case number 7, same night, that is 11/4/2025, at about 23:05 hours, Fredua Kwejo of Takwa, a staff of AGA, Takwa, was on his way from Obuasi to Kumasi on board an unregistered Toyota Camry vehicle. On reaching a section of the road between Akrokerri and Anyankwanta, his vehicle and 6 other vehicles were attacked by these robbers, who robbed them of various sums of money and shot 4 others who sustained injuries and are currently receiving treatment. Case number 8, committed by same robbers. On 12 April 2025, at about 13:30 hours, police PID received intelligence that the said WK and his gang once again have armed themselves with an AK-47 assault rifle and 2 pump-action rifles and were embarking on a robbery at a mining site near Sanfo Aduam. Personnel were quickly detailed to this place to arrest the said suspects. The 5 suspects on board Kia Picanto taxi cab with registration number WR650-17 arrived at the scene to carry out their operation. The police team accosted their vehicle and ordered the suspect to surrender, but on seeing the police, the suspect opened fire on the personnel. They also returned fire appropriately, and in the process, 5 suspects, including WK, Samson, and the others, were hit by gunfire. They sustained various degrees of injuries and were rushed to Bekwai Government Hospital for treatment, but were pronounced dead, except one of them who is responding to treatment. Police managed to retrieve the AK-47 rifle that was taken by these armed robbers on 16 February 2025, together with 7 live ammunition, 2 other pump-action guns, and 17 live AA cartridges from the robbers. 7 empty AA cartridges fired from their pump-action guns were also retrieved from the scene. Our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, we take this opportunity to assure the public that Ashanti Staff Regional Police Command and the entire Ghana Police Service, under the leadership of Inspector General of Police, Mr. Tete Yohunu, will do everything possible to ensure their safety to go about their daily activities without fear from criminals and their activities. We are also using this medium to appeal to the public to support the police by giving information on criminal activities to the police, as we cannot do without their support. Thank you very much for coming.
Obuasi TV, Adansen Koso.